Camera for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Sound for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Makeup for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Medic for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Grip department for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Production for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Jim for Donny, bro.
Go for Donny. Hey, guys, thanks for coming and tuning in. We have Jim Horne on the show today. Jim, thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you having me on, dude. What an honor and a pleasure. I've known you for a number of years, and what you've done and what you do. Yeah, man, it's very humbling. Thank you.
Well, I thank you kindly, and clearly we have a few stories we can probably share with each other from our time filming Top Gear together. Why don't you explain what you do, Jim, since the layman person probably doesn't understand what a Jeep tour guide really is.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm 53 now, and even my daughter, she's like, "What do you do, Dad?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure what I do. It just seems like I do a lot." It's really cool. We've been first of all super lucky, but luck. There's a lot of things with luck. You work your ass off. You work 7 days a week, 15 hours a day to get to where you want to be. And if you're a pusher and a driver, like obviously you are too, brother, you never get there. So you're always looking to do so many different things. And Jeep Tour Guide, to come back to where you started from, when we started our business doing guiding and things like that, man, we owned an excavating company up in Salt Lake. And we've always been on the off-road side of things, but most of it was just wreck wheeling and just having a good time with our friends and our Jeeps and doing stupid stuff. And then in 2007 and 8, with our excavating company, we watched the industry, or we owned a construction company. So we watched that side of it start to fall off with the housing market and the debacle that came. So we watched a good living. I was 37 years old, a good living go to not such a great living. And so we started our Jeep tour business, and that's how I got into the whole tour business. And I don't know if you mind side stories, but I've got a really funny story. We started our Jeep tour business, dude. I'd never done Jeep tours before. I've been to Moab a million times, wheeled it, this and that. And so I hopped in a Jeep. We owned 2 4-doors at the time. And Barb's like, I know you're going to go out and run Hell's Revenge to the Overlook and back, but you've never ran it backwards. Do you think you should? I was like, no, I'm fine. Dude, so I went out. I took these two people. I wish I could remember their names to this day, but it's been almost 20 years. And we were having a great time. And I've never been trapped in a Jeep. Not trapped, but I've never been in a Jeep having to entertain people before. But luckily, gift to gab and a lot of bullshit along the way. We're just all telling stories and this, that. So anyway, we get to the Overlook, Donny. You've been out there with Top Gear. And you're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. We started heading back. And dude, I'd never came off the trail backwards. I literally thought I was lost. And all I heard in my back of my head was Barb saying, I told you so. I told you so. He told me to run. I was like, And I'm like, and they're like, how's everything? I'm like, oh, it's great. And literally inside, dude, I'm sweating. I'm like, holy shit, I don't even know where I'm at. But we climbed up a couple places like, okay, I know where I'm at. Came off. The trip was great. And then we closed down our excavating site in Salt Lake, moved to Moab, jumped in with both feet, and just always worked 7 days a week, 15 hours a day. When we first moved down here, dude, we didn't even have an office. I sat on the corner of 100 South and Center Street with 3 Jeeps that we bought just to get this done, because I wanted to enjoy my life, and it's been enjoyable. It's been a lot of hard work and a lot of stress. So anyway, you said what's involved with being a Jeep tour guide. I think it's a lot of people skills and a lot of understanding and just listening. And I think that's the way. When I talk about listening, I'm not talking about just with people in our Jeeps or teaching them how to drive or this and that, but probably everybody that's been involved in my life. And I think the best of the best know when to shut their mouth and listen to somebody that knows how to do something a little bit better than what you do. And it doesn't matter if they're 17 years old or 97 years old, a man or a woman. And I think you can always set yourself apart no matter what business you do if you can just listen and learn. And dude, we've worked hard on doing that. And no matter what you do in any business, everybody has ego. But when you can grow up enough and put your ego aside to make your life better and somebody else's life better, I think it works out for the best for sure.
Oh yeah, oh, that's so cool. I mean, what you guys built, I mean, seems really awesome. I mean, because when we met, you helped us, and you were one of our tour guides out there for both of those Top Gear shoots. And you guys took really great care of us. I mean, we were out of our wheelhouse out there, and you guys looked after us really, really well, both when we scouted. Both times, and both when we went out again and filmed.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to be involved with a couple of things on the Discovery Channel and a few things, but you guys were one of our bigger breaks. And I think, did we shoot 2 episodes together?
Yeah.
I think since then I shot 6 total episodes.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's amazing, dude. You guys, I don't know how to say it, but you guys are men and women among women and men to do what you do for a living, because your career's not guaranteed.
Yeah, no.
Dude, shooting like 6 episodes, I think, just the turnover of people. And I'm just like, holy shit, how do you guys sleep at night? Because you don't know what's coming and what's not coming. It's insane, dude. At least for me, I'm like, okay, I know we're going to get up and do this for the next however many years we want to do it. But dude, what you guys do and what you did, oh, holy shit, man. There's not a lot of guarantee in that industry, brother. And my hat's off to you, dude, for doing what you do and doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, you never know what's around the next corner because of the industry. You're at the mercy of if there's work or not.
Yeah.
So it's feast or famine. But when we worked together, it was definitely feast, and there was a lot going on, and we had so much fun. We did the 2 episodes of Top Gear. The one was, what was it? It was
the first one was we had the Toyota Yaris and the Mustang.
The first one was the Mustangs, where we did shoot the mail carrier one. I can't think of the name.
It's where I can't remember the name of the episode. It's where we pushed the Mustang off the cliff at the end. But,
so that was rental cars. That was rental cars.
Okay, rental cars, yeah. Because Rut had the Yaris. What the heck did Tanner have?
Tanner had that piece of crap Lincoln town car.
Yes, because it was huge and it got buried in the sand all the time.
Yep. Oh. And then Adam had the Mustang. So that just goes to that amazing shoot that we did where we had a caravan of, 15, 20 people. In various vehicles trying to rock crawl and get out to point A to point B, and without destroyed vehicles that you had to help fix.
So for me, I've never done anything like that. And then, we met, I can't remember how we all met each other, but anyway, all of our names got together. And then I can't remember who the first meeting. I think it was with you, and it wasn't Rupert, but the first
David Silverman.
Yeah, David, because I still talk to David and everything. That's where I think I picked up a couple more episodes. But they're just like, we want to do this and this and this, and I'm like, of course, I'm like, you guys are freaking crazy. No, that's, and they're like, are you guys like, is it feasible? I'm like, maybe, yeah. Well, that's one thing too. Shooting with you guys, your schedules were so insane, and you had to get. That's what I always liked about it. You're coming from the producer side, and everybody's in the production side. We need to get here, and then you introduce Dan, which is Peacock, and then everybody they've never been to Moab. They get to Moab, they want to shoot everything for all day, and you're like, no way, dude, you guys can't. We gotta move faster. So, just learning. You guys actually taught me a lot of how to work with film crews and TV shows, and I really appreciated that. That's one thing, the first episode, I really shut my mouth and I opened my ears, and I learned so much from you and from so many other people that taught me a lot of things that it still benefits me to this day. And I've always apprecited that, Donny. Thank you so much, man.
That's awesome. Thanks, man.
Literally 13 or 14 years later, I don't know how many years it's been, however many years it's been, dude, it's just been really cool to have the friends that I have. So,
well, thanks. Yeah. I was telling Barb before we started that there are certain people that you meet along the way doing this show, which just goes back to Top Gear, talking about this amazing experience in my life
Yeah.
and other crews' life. But you meet these great people like you and Barb along the way,
Thank you.
and it's just like you just forge these great friendships. And we haven't seen each other since, but I mean, we pick up like it was yesterday. And that's the cool thing about our job and meeting all these great people along the way and the relationships that you forge. So it's a lot of fun. And that's one of the benefits of having to travel so much.
Yeah, dude, and that's one thing. I have a little. I heard a saying. I can't remember who it was from, but it's not the content, or it's not the. God dang it!
The company you keep?
No. Who's it, babe? What'd you say? Contacts. It's not the contacts you make. It's the contacts you keep.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, you're right.
And keeping these contacts has been really great. So
yeah, well, we had fun. So we can talk about that rental car episode where what we did is we basically the guys took rental cars out, and the rental cars were a Ford Mustang, a Toyota Yaris, and a Lincoln Town Car. Mm-hmm. Well, the only things we did to these cars are put knobbier tires on, a little better suspension, and skid plates. Yeah. And that skid plate was no match for Adam and the Mustang out there trying to rock roll.
No, and that's it. Adam, like obviously Tanner, best driver out of the bunch. Rut, just a good old boy that has a like to have a good time. And you have Adam, he's like, I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. But the skid plates, they were good, but they were no match for Adam at all. Because I remember when Adam broke the Mustang, literally in the middle of we couldn't have been in the worst place for him to break the Mustang. Yeah. I was like, wow, this really sucks, dude. It was cool because after that, I got to spend some time with him and everything. But where he broke it and how he broke it, that was pretty impressive for sure.
I mean, he tacoed that thing. I don't know how wasn't it like kind of tacoed?
Oh, the whole thing. Yeah, the whole front end of the car was tacoed because I remember him hitting the rock once and then he couldn't get up it. So he backed up, and then if you can't get up once, you just hit it twice as hard and way more speed the next time. And then it was just like, this is a problem, brother. This is a problem.
Well, so that happened, and it killed that car. And that night when we got to camp, it was a long day. Another long day. We get to camp, and they're just setting up, and it was really windy. And I want to say our tents were flying away because of the wind, and it was a little rainy. Yeah. And we had a dinner in the rain. And then after dinner, it was just kind of humid. And Senior, if you remember Senior.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Senior was awesome.
Yeah. So Senior's off to the back of his car, and he's a little upset about something. So I go over to talk to him and see what's going on. And we kind of walk off a little farther out into the desert. And he has his shirt off. I'm like, why do you have your shirt off, dude?
Dude.
He's like, it feels good. I'm like, okay. So I take my shirt off, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of nice out here. And next thing you know, like Graham's out there. And then next thing you know, most of the crew are out standing around this little boom box with a light with our shirts off, dancing around while other people are trying to sleep. And I think you were one of them that are trying to sleep or working.
No. I wasn't trying to sleep. I was watching the show. So Steve and I are sitting out there, probably sitting on a rock by the tent, and we're just chilling out, just like, okay, man, we're down. It's downtime. Got this fixed, got that fixed. Everything's good to go for tomorrow's shoot. And then we kind of look up, and then we're like, wow, there's like 8 dudes with no shirts on. They're all holding flashlights, dancing around. We didn't have a fire, I don't think. And I was, of course, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on over there with those guys? But dude, that's like surreal stuff. And you just laugh, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. And then, there's like 8 or 10 dudes with no shirts on dancing. And I'm just like, all right, this is pretty cool. I know who these guys are.
It was either the Navajo Nation aspect of it, or the just sheer heat where we just had to, I don't know, let loose a little. But
and that's what I always loved about when you guys shot that. Let's go into July, beginning of August, the hottest of the hottest part of the year. And then let's throw some monsoons in there where it's 110 degrees plus like 80% humidity. I remember when we would get those cars stuck, and then we would have to crawl underneath the cars and hook them to winch them off. And I was just like, this isn't worth the money. I don't even know. I think I charged way too less. This is stupid shit right here. Why am I even doing this? And
Well, because
then,
it kept happening and happening, and
dude,
that ties into the next day where we
yeah,
literally went, I think, not even a mile in like 8 hours, and
yeah,
so we had to tell everyone else, like, okay, we had to call it and say, hey, you guys need to get in side bys and Jeeps and get the hell out of here,
yeah,
and then that left you, Steve,
hmm
right,
yeah. See,
Rupert, and
yeah,
myself. So since the Mustang was dead, we left that. And
uh-huh,
so I drove the Yaris, Rupert drove the town car, then you guys had Jeeps on either side of us.
yeah.
And it was one of the best days of my life, Jim.
Oh, dude,
Just
that's
what
so
you were
awesome.
saying about trying to get up. There was one part where I couldn't get up in the Yaris,
Uh-huh.
and you back down and you just yell from up top, you got to cane it, Donnie. I'm like, yeah. And I get it, I cane it, I get up there and I'm like, whoa, I climb up and it kind of launches a little, slaps. I get out. I'm just like so excited. You're like giving me, excitement. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that was so cool.
No,
So
man, those experiences when you're out in the middle of nowhere like that, not even shooting a show, but just out in the middle of nowhere, and you're conquering nature, and that's one thing that's really cool about Moab. It's man and woman against machine plus nature, and I think that's why there's such a draw to Moab, and it's really cool to film here because of just the beauty, but it's just the old school raw aspect of what you're battling. Your own personal demons inside the vehicle, and then nature. And you're just like, what the fuck, man? No, God, are you kidding me? Yeah, and that's one thing I realized. I always thought I was doing it for real until I started shooting for you with you guys. I was like, this sucks. This is terrible. This is the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But I'm like, and then every time you guys, do you want to do it? I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to do another one. I'm like, okay, man, we're totally in. So, Donnie, just so you know, like when the Mustang got broke, and then we had one of our other buddies that was supposed to go get it, we finished out coming off a Lockhart Basin, and we shot for like 3 days of like, you guys shoot
it was
these
gnarly,
insane 24-hour
Yeah,
days.
it was a tough
And
schedule.
then, yeah, and then so the next scene was when we were gonna jump the Mustang off the
Yep.
cliff,
Yep.
dude. And so we got back. We are like, we had 12 hours. We are like, oh man, Steve and I were gonna finally sleep a little bit in a bed, not in the freaking hot ass tent and sand. And then we get back and they're like, hey, Travis, where's the Mustang? Oh, I couldn't find it. And I'm like, dude, we dropped you a pin. Are you freaking kidding me? He's like, nope. And I knew we had to have it for the next scene. So Steve and I left like at 6 or 7 o'clock that night when we got done
Yeah,
shooting
with
that
Jeremy
day.
too. Jeremy
Yeah.
went with you guys.
Yeah. And it was awesome because Jeremy was man among men and he just got all beat up, but we didn't get back. I think we were supposed to start shooting or everything was supposed to be there like at 5 or 6 o'clock. We literally got that thing back at 4 o'clock on the trailer and then drove it back up. And it was insane, dude. Just, it was crazy.
Yeah, people wouldn't understand. I mean, one, the schedule just alone of what we had to do, and then throw in all those wrenches that,
Right.
you mostly had to deal with going to get
Yeah,
that thing.
no, dude, and that's one thing. We were all a super awesome team, and it wasn't something we had to deal with. It's something we all had to deal with it together. And I think it's really cool. I didn't know you from anybody. I'd never met you before in my entire life. But then you find like-minded people that want perfection, and then you just join together and be like, no, whatever it takes to get this done, man.
Yeah.
And I know you guys, your budget is so tight and what you guys have to do and what you have to get done to continue to, for season 1, season 2, season 3. I never realized that until I started hanging out with you guys. We shot a few TV shows, but never the frequency that we had with you. And then you start realizing what budget is and how much everything costs just to get everything to where it is and where it needs to be and how quick you have to shoot. Because it takes forever just to set a scene up and then to shoot stuff. And how many people are behind the camera. People don't realize how many people are behind the cameras and how much it costs to do that. It's insane to me.
It's a lot. No, and it's so funny you say that because about everyone getting on so well and so quick, because I talk about camaraderie and that's one of the things about Top Gear that was so unique for me and a few other crew members and people like yourself that joined us along the way, like Carnies. You've joined the carnival and you bring them in and you're just the closest. And I haven't felt that with a lot of other shows or projects that I've worked on other than Top Gear, and I'm still close, to all of those guys that and met along the way. So it's really cool that you said that because that's what we felt, and I'm glad that you felt something like that as well.
Yeah, it's a family within a couple hours for sure,
Yeah.
and that's why I think it comes to like-minded people that you expect perfection out of what you're doing and out of what we're doing, and then you put it all together, and then the final project is this cool thing you can see on TV, and you're like, whoa, I was involved with that. That was really cool.
It's cool. It's cool seeing it put together. And one of the coolest things was getting kicked off the plane because it was overweight. So everyone else was leaving, and Dan, myself, and who else was it? Milo was with us, I think.
I remember Milo.
I literally called you up, and I'm like, hey, we just got bumped. You're like, no problem. I'll come pick you up. You came, picked us up, brought us down to your shop. You're like, here you guys go. You guys, what do you guys want? And you gave us a Jeep and a side by, and you said, go have fun. And we literally fucked off and went and had a great time. And we came back, and then we went to dinner. We all went to dinner with you and Barb. And that's where, and Poppy, Seth, and Sylvie. And had a great time and a great night. I mean, it was so much fun.
And once again, we were Fiesta Mexicana, and you guys had your shirts off. I literally have the best picture where Barb's in between all you guys, and there's like 4 dudes with their shirts off with their arms around Barb. I'm like, my life literally can't get any better than this, right? It was freaking awesome.
You're like, see, Barb, this is what happens. Just dudes in the desert, they take the shirts off.
Yep, that's it. No, but it was awesome, man. What a great experience for me and just everybody that was involved with myself. And then just like you, dude. I mean, we don't ever talk that much or see each other hardly ever. I mean, like ever. But talking to you right now and seeing you, I'm like, that's my brother right there, dude. It's crazy how that works out.
It's such a cool feeling that we got to take more advantage of. If I'm out in Utah more, if you come to LA.
Yeah.
So let me ask about your other ventures, because obviously you've done more than just tour guiding, like with Jeep and with doing these Rubicon trails that you've been doing. I mean, that's pretty gnarly shit.
Yeah, man, we've been super lucky. We've been involved with Jeep for probably over, I don't know, 21 years or 22 years now. We do a lot of research and development with Jeep on the engineering side. So some of the Jeep engineers they're some of our really good friends. And they'll bring mules out, which is it's an older vehicle packed with everything that's going to be in the new Jeep, like the JL, from the JK to the JL. So we had a mule. We've been super lucky. We get to see everybody's rigs. We get to see Bronco. We get to see Scout. We get to see everybody.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, man. So you try to integrate your information to the engineers. Like, well, we've been driving these JKs since they've been brand new for the whole time. And they're like, Jim, what do you see that's wrong with it? Because we live in Moab. So obviously we wheel 250 days a year. So, we know the ins and the outs, not better than the engineers, but pretty close, because we use them different than how they test them. Right. I'm like, the JK between first and second gear in low range sucks because it hangs too long. And then so the new JL's coming in, I'm in a mule, and they're like, when should it shift? I'm like, it should shift now. And so you kind of get in on the R&D side, and then
that's really cool.
Yeah, man, you build a relationship with Jeep. And then so when the JL came out, I was one of 5 guides invited to New Zealand to do the launch for the JL in 2018. And then the JT, the Gladiator, launched in 2020. So a year later in 2019, I went back to New Zealand and we shot the Gladiator.
That's so cool.
For everything. So, and I've been really lucky. I build most of the courses for Jeep internationally and nationally with Jeep Jamboree USA and everything. And so you really get in on the design side, and it kind of catapulted with my construction background and my off-road background to where we are now. We've done everything with Jeep, and I'm, my loyalty lies with Jeep. But we started branching out a little bit now, and I have a 3-year contract with Scout on their R&D side. So I work hand in hand with the engineers with Scout. Dude, I just came back from a 2-week trip from Scout, and they did the reveal for Scout.
That's
and
so
I work
cool.
hand in hand with the engineers on the design side of what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because they're really concentrated on the off-road side of it and the capabilities of it. So yeah, I hang out with the Scout guys, and the Jeep boys are still my best friends. And I don't know. Yeah, I know we all follow each other on Facebook and Instagram. But my loyalty, my heart's with Jeep always. But we still have to pay the bills, and Jeep understands that and this and that. But so Jeep gave us a Mojave that we've raced for the last 3 years, and Barb and we've been super lucky, knock on wood. She's been crushing it as my co-driver. We've had a lot of podiums and a few wins, and so Jeep, even though Jeep, they're going through their changes right now. French owned. You're having a lot of integration with engineers coming from Europe and the North American engineers, and it's difficult, dude. And they're walking a sketchy plank with everything they've got going, and I think it's more of a Daimler Chrysler type of thing with Jeep. It's going to come back. It's going to be awesome. They're still awesome, but I have a lot of friends at Jeep, and they're just going through some tough times right now, brother. But the products, they're still kicking ass, making the best product in the whole world. But when you have friends, just like you, when I see you change stuff, it tugs at your heartstrings where you're just like, oh man. And they're trying to figure everything out together, and they're doing a great job at it. But I'm trying not to say too much and say something, but they're going through some growing pains right now, and they're going to come out on the other side bigger and better for sure. But I see the same thing on the Scout side. Scout's Volkswagen owned, but Volkswagen was very smart. They hired a lot of North American engineers because it's North American driven. That's their sales drive.
Smart, yeah.
But then you have German engineers trying to meet in the middle, and North American engineers like, no. We understand what your market is here, but these are Americans. They want big, massive off-road capability vehicles.
Yep.
So I see the same thing, like reverse effect with Jeep and then with Scout. So it's been a cool ride, man. But to watch some of our best friends in the industry go through these different growing pains, so
man, that's really cool.
It all works out.
Oh, dude,
I've been super lucky, man. Super lucky.
I had no idea about that, guys. That just means you're gonna have to stay tuned for Go for Donny Switch to Channel 2. We're going to get a chance to ask Jim, our guest, some more questions that you, the listener, really want some answers to. But I just want to thank you for coming on, Jim. I appreciate it.
100%.
I can't wait to switch to Channel 2 and ask you some more in-depth questions.
Oh, sure, dude.
About Scout and some other stuff. Yeah. But hey, guys, don't forget, you can come check me out. You can come to my website. I got a website, Jim. It's called gofordonny.com. Very simple.
Love the name.
I got this easy swag, where you can pick up, a little. I'll have to send you one of these. I have stickers. I mean, you got everything. You got to, these days, you got to have these things for your.
Okay, man. If you hook me up with that, they will be. Jeep just gave us a brand new 392 Hemi to build a 4600 car. If you send me that, it will be on. We have 2 race vehicles. It will be on our driver and passenger doors. So if we're lucky enough to get on the podium, I will.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, okay. Copy that. Let me write down this. Okay. Send it FedEx next day. Okay, priority.
Dude, you got that's the easy part, man. We just need to get up on that podium again. That's the hard shit. Dude, man, I love you to death, and you're one of my closest friends, and even though we don't see each other,
I know, Jim.
You send me that, dude, it will be on the driver and passenger door of every race rig we own. And if we can get that on the podium, dude, and support you and what you're doing,
bruh, thank you.
That'd
Appreciate
be awesome shit for us.
Well, hopefully this is going to jump. Actually, this episode is going to kickstart my following now that you're on it.
No, trust me, it's not, dude. We have no followers. We do it for real every day, and we're terrible at social media. We're terrible social. When we shoot for sponsors, they're like, "What's your following?" I'm like, yeah, no, we don't even have one because we do it for real every day. And I'm 53, but Barb and I, we're like, we just need a budget of we just need to hire some professionals to help us out with our social media.
Yeah, no, it's a full-time job, which I mean, it's full-time. It's full-time, especially that TikTok, trying to master the TikTok.
Oh, Barb, we have Kevin, which has been our little Chihuahua mixed dog for the last 5 years, but we just picked up another dog named Joe. But Barb rocks TikTok with Kevin and Joe. And I'm like, how do you get more likes than what I do for a living? And she throws this music to this shit. And I'm just like, it's 2 dogs. And I'm like, oh, you need to have 1410 view. Nobody gives a shit. I'm
Nobody cares.
53 years old with a beard. I look like everybody else. So
I need to start putting just my dog on here with some music behind him or
dude,
something.
that's it.
So.
You totally do.
Oh, dude. Well, hey, thanks again, Jim, for coming on. I appreciate it. And as my mother-in-law always says, remember the hashtag HTFU. HTFU.
Okay,
Mate.
man.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
All right. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate you being on.
Cheers, brother.
All right. Later, man.
See ya.
Production for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Locations for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Habitat for Donny.
Go for Donny.
Hey, Donny, what the hell are they doing?